Hi y'all, this is Velma. I was going to make me some Valentine's hot pads. I thought maybe y'all would enjoy a quick little sewing tutorial for those who know how to sew or are curious about sewing or want to start. These are just some little heart-shaped Valentine's hot pads. The hands fit in there like a little glove. Nothing fancy. But I thought they'd be cute for Valentine's. Anyway, I'll show you real quick what I've got. It only takes 1/4 yard of fabric to make this. And so first thing I did was I recycle everything. So I cut out a heart shape from some cardboard postage. And I just made sure my hand will fit in it to make the hot pad. Once I got the heart shape that I liked and was comfortable with, I used my marking pen here to trace it out on my fabric of choice. You can use cotton, you can use pretty much any fabric you want, as long as it's not like nylon or anything that'll melt with touching anything hot in the oven. Cotton's your best bet. So I traced out 3 hearts of my fabric that I want for that's what's going to show. And then I have right here, this is going to be the inside, and I'll cut that heart out in a minute. Then I have 3 hearts. 2 of them are what's called Insula Bright. It's a foil-lined batting, and it's made specifically for heat surfaces. With these, I only used that, but I found that it's still a little warm. So I went ahead and cut a piece of batting that I'm going to put with the Insula Bright on the part that grips. I don't use polyester batting. I always use cotton or bamboo because it doesn't melt. It holds up better in the wash, and I just like it better. It's thin. If you get the real poofy kind, it gets kind of hard to sew. But you can get the Insula Bright. You can get this at Walmart or any crafter store by the yard. I would give you a price if I could think of how much it costs. And my dogs are barking. And then the batting is again, you can get it at Walmart or any crafter store. This is bamboo batting. So I've got all my pieces cut out except for this one here. And I will cut that one out real quick here. I'm going to try this one-handed. See how good I do. You can use a rotary cutter. You can use your scissors on stuff like this. I use scissors. A rotary cutter's kind of hard to get around the curves, things like that. So
that was Raymond that brought that sausage.
Okay.
He wants 2 dozen eggs.
Okay.
Don't want to give them to him.
All right. I have a rotary mat and things like that I use for other things, but for this stuff like this, it's just easier to use scissors. That was my husband. I am not doing too bad for one-handed. Alright. And I'm going to take all my stuff over to the sewing machine. And it doesn't take long at all to whip these out. I do a lot of quilting, so I have a Janome. But you can use any sewing machine because we're just doing straight stitches. If you have fancy stitches on your machine, you can do fancy stitches. This is also a good, for anyone who's never done quilting, this is a good chance for you to see if you'd like quilting. I just did straight stitches on this to give it the quilted look. Now on these, I used a directional fabric, and I'm not happy with it because I didn't line them up. So that's just something to consider. These are not directional, so they will turn out better. But anyway, I'll get to sewing real quick here. So you're going to take one of your Insula Bright liners, and you're going to cut it in half. Cut it in half just like that. Cutting's not very straight, but that's okay. Also, I don't know if you can see that, but this fabric is sparkly, because who doesn't like sparkles? Alright, and I'm going to set all my stuff up here. Adjust my stitch here. I like a little longer stitch, so So this will be my back piece. So I'm just going to lay it like that. I'm going to put my cotton batting. It's kind of hard one-handed. I didn't think this out too well. And then I'm going to put my Insula Bright. And this is going to be your back piece. And then, there's that one I just cut out. Then I'm going to lay on this one. So this is called a sandwich. In quilting world, we call it a quilt sandwich. So we're just going to lay all these pieces like this. So here's your back. Here's your 2 layers inside. And then this will be what you see when you put your hand inside. Like when I open that up, you can see it in there. So, alright. I also have on my machine, this is a walking foot. If you don't have a walking foot, you can use a regular foot. I recommend getting one because these help feed your fabric from the top and the bottom, not just the bottom, so you don't get all the little bunches. Your fabric doesn't move around as much. And you can always go on YouTube to find out videos on how to do things. Alright, so we're going to sew this one inside out, and then we're going to turn it right side. So we're going to put our fabric that we want to show on the outside, we're going to put it facing up. And then these other 2 hearts that I have, I'm going to take the heart, and I'm going to put the Insula Bright inside of it, like that, and fold it over so that it's half a heart. Okay, I'm going to lay it on top. Boy, I need a 3rd hand. And then I'm going to take and do the same thing with this one. Make sure that you've got your pretty side facing down. Take your half a heart. Fold it over like a taco. And then put it like that. I also have these little pieces here that are these are going to be the little hanging tabs. So I'm going to take fold it like this. So it's folded, and then I'm going to fold it again so that none of those raw edges show. Next time I do this, I'm going to make sure I have a stand for my phone. And I'm just going to do a stitch down one side. That cuts my thread for me. I'll take it out and do another stitch down the other side. I turned it around. And that piece, we're just going to fold it in half like this. Put the pretty side out. And you can use pink thread, whatever color thread you want. I always use cotton or polyester, depending on what I wouldn't recommend polyester for this, since it's going to be touching hot stuff. I would use cotton. But this is going to go, we're going to lift up this little taco right here. I'm going to put it right there. See if I can do this. Put a pin in it. And then we're going to put our taco back where we had it. And that's the assembly. That's all there is to assemble it. It's that easy. And then we're just going to stitch it. And this really is a quick, easy project if you want to make Valentine's gifts for people. It's taking me a little longer because I'm doing it one-handed. I got my stitch on 3 let's see, 3.0 stitch. It's a pretty big stitch because I'm sewing through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 layers of stuff. And I'm just going to do a straight stitch, and I'm going to use the edge of my foot here for my guide to determine how far from the edge of the fabric in, and I'll just do that all the way around. Also, I'm going to put my needle in the down position so that when I need to make a turn, it doesn't lose its place. And then I'm just going to stitch around, following the edge of the fabric there, and using my foot as my measure guide. And I'm wasting a lot of fabric on this because I'm obviously not good at one-handed jobs, but we'll trim that all off. Turn it and go down a little more. And stitch around. Now, if you were going to quilt this, you would do all that quilting before we assembled it. This one I'm just going to do without quilting. Just regular, puffy little hot pad, nothing fancy. And so now it's all the pieces are stitched. And I see a goof that well, no, I didn't. Okay, take my pin out. And I'm going to attempt to turn this right side out. You would trim all this excess off. And after you trim all the excess off, you're going to, anywhere there's turns, you're going to cut little notches like that to keep it from bunching up when you turn it inside out. And you'll see what I'm talking about since I didn't cut it. So I'm going to try to sit my phone here and turn this. So take it and just turn it inside out. And it's real thick and bulky here because I didn't trim and cut the little slits like I was telling you. So you'll want to be sure and do that. And I'll turn one of the other ones inside out and show you what I'm talking about. Also, this would be all trimmed off so you wouldn't see it. But that makes your little heart-shaped hot pad. And I will turn this one wrong side out so you can see what it looks like cleaned up and trimmed up. Okay, I trimmed all the excess off, and then I cut little slits every probably ½ inch. And what that does is it lets the fabric overlay so that you have a smooth corner. These you can toss in the wash, dry in the dryer. Also, I put a little stitch right here to keep that little flap closed because I noticed it wants to stay open. But that's all there is to it. And I think a mother or a girlfriend or even a sister would really like something like this for Valentine's. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.